Good day, guys. Welcome to online tutorial for philosophy courses. My name remains MEM, and on this series, we're having a look at the course philosophy of religion. In the previous video, we take a look at argument for the existence of God. So it is right for us now to discuss the argument against the existence of God, and we have various uh, theories of religion that are argument against the existence of God. We have the anthropological theory, we have the sociology theory, and we have the psychology theory. And this study will be focused on the and also the Marxist theory. Okay, so let's focus on those four. Okay, so the first one, the anthropology theory. As we know, anthropology deals with man. Okay, humanity. Okay, so this anthropology theory was spearheaded by Fubach, Austin Fubach, in his work "The Essence of Christianity." He held that the practice of religion is nothing other than the worship of the human nature itself. Okay, so what this implies is that when man think he is worshiping God, man is actually worshiping himself. Okay, but Fubach came to this position that man okay, let me give you the definition first. He said religion is man's self alienation. Okay, what this means is that man extracts from himself qualities that are his and attributes it to a being. Okay, now when man does this, man remove the limitations in this is attributes that are originally is, and when he attributes it to another being, a greater being, man sees those uh, his limitations as limitless. Okay, and that is why you have an infinite good, and infinite kindness, and infinite mercy. Okay, you know all these things that we attribute to God. Okay, so but all these things that man actually calls or attributes to this being, this imaginary being, is not there is no being as such. Okay, all those things is for man himself. Okay, so when man thinks he is worshiping God, he is actually worshiping himself. Okay, so religion is man's self alienation. Okay, so that is Fubach position. Okay, now having said this, he said uh, went further that once man discovered that he is actually those essence, those qualities are actually his. Okay, man will start seeing himself as who he is and stop the practice of religion. Okay, so and that is why you see that many times when we do something and we are being praised, you did a good job, you say no, no be me, na God. Okay, because you are removing those features of what you did and attributing it to a god. Okay, that is the simple explanation of it. So Fibach went further to say that man cannot know what is beyond his own self. Okay, that man knowledge is limited to his own self. Okay, so man is a finite being, but he cannot have knowledge of the divine. Okay, but there is also the infinite being. The infinite being is not God, according to Fiba. The infinite being is the universal body of humanity. There's individual. Individual is one of a part of humanity. Okay, so humanity generally is infinite, while man himself, the individual, is finite. Okay, so that is Fubach position. Okay, so he held that man cannot have knowledge of something that is, that is divine. Okay, because man knowledge is limited. So to feel bad, God is not divine, and he held that even God is man. Okay, and this he explained with the fact that God came into the world as a man through Jesus Christ. Okay, the reincarnation of God came in the form of man. Okay, so the man himself is what is divine. God is not divine. Okay, so those are the positions of Austin Fibach on the existence of God. Okay, so there's nothing like God. It is we ourselves that are who we are. So when we extract our qualities, we attach it to a being which does not exist. Okay, so now moving further quickly, we consider that of the sociology theory, and that was propounded by Emily Durkheim. Okay, Emily Durkheim held that God does not exist, okay? That it is the idea of God is the creation of the society, okay? So in every society, we observe that there are rules, customs that people are obliged to follow, and people cannot go against in that society, or else they'll be punished, okay? So the people so much fear the society that they refer to the society, see the society as a god, okay, as supreme, okay. So now the people in the society now attribute their fear or submission to this society to a supreme being, okay. So God is the creation of the society, but there's nothing like God. It is the society that use the idea of God to make people to follow the rules, okay. So in a nutshell, religion is an instrument used by the society to control the people to act in certain ways, okay. That is the basic idea of the sociological theory of Emily Durkheim. Okay, so we observe that when they say the rules like do not kill, do not take your neighbor's property, and so on, those are societal rules, and people are obliged to follow it. But the society make it look as if there is a being, a supreme being. Okay, and that is moving forward what accounts for the people fear of or holding a belief that there is a mysterious being. It is because the society has made it they have not made clear how they are able to enforce these laws, okay, on the people. They have not made it clear to the people, okay. So the people are not cannot say that this is what is actually making them to compel to the law of the society, okay. So they see it as something abstract. They see this thing that this force as something abstract, okay. So now the criticism against the sociological theory is that irrespective, if you say that religion is the creation of the society, okay, what about people who question the society just because they want to obey the laws of God? For example, in some Christian sects, they do not follow the laws of the country, but rather the laws they believe are that of God. So you cannot say that religion is the creation of the society if people can go against the rules of the society. Okay, now we move quickly to the psychological theory. Now, the psychological theory was propounded by the psychoanalyst analyst Sigmund Freud. Okay, now Sigmund Freud in his book Totem and Taboo, the future of relations, that is where he recorded this work. He held that religion is the continuation into adulthood of a child attitude towards his father. Okay, you know, when children are young, they look up to their father, okay, for protection, for guidance, for provision, for love and care. Okay, now when they grow into adulthood and they come to face the reality of life and the father is no longer there, they will start facing all these struggles. So Sigmund Freud was saying that because man realizes weakness, and that when he's faced with all the problems of life, man realizing his weakness now created an imaginary father on his mind who is going to always go to meet to pray that please protect me, please provide for me, so please do this thing for me, please do this that for me. Whereas the man does not exist, but we are creating that picture of a father or a father figure on our mind, so that we are always going to have someone that is going to help us in times of our weakness. But there is no such individual. So religion is the continuation into adulthood of man dependence on his father. Okay, so he saw religion as man's weakness, as a result of man's weakness. Okay, and also he held that religion is like a childhood neurosis. Okay, the childhood neurosis means a disease. It is like a father complex. Okay, that is, you cannot depend on yourself, but you have to depend on a supreme being who you call your father. But there's no such supreme being. Okay, and Sigmund Freud held that this weakness has to be overcome. It has to be overcome. And how can it be overcome? Through intellectual and scientific knowledge. Okay, so when man comes to develop himself through knowledge and the knowledge of science also, he is able to solve his problems instead of having to depend on any imaginary being. Okay, so from there we'll move quickly to the Marxist theory, and that was postulated by Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant generally defined religion as the opium of the masses. Opium is like a hard drug that suppresses an individual. If you have watched the movie Peaky Blinders, you see that there was this white substance that they took, opium. So it suppresses them to act slowly. Okay, so now religion is the opium of the masses. Okay, to Immanuel Kant. Now, firstly, he had to criticize Feuerbach. You know, Feuerbach talked about the anthropological theory and gave an abstract or divine picture of man. Okay, Kamas criticized this as wrong because man is a social is a material being and not something of divine nature. Okay, so he held that why do people have to have this idea of a supreme being? Why do they feel this need to call on a supreme being when they are weak, when they are in trouble? It is because of what? Poverty, hunger, and so many weakness that they face. Okay, and what is the cause of this poverty and so on? It is the capitalist system. You know, Karl Marx was a communist. He was against capitalism. Okay, so he held that capitalism was a problem, and that was what led to people holding faith in a non-existent being. So he held that the upper class, that is the bourgeois, use religion to, let's say, in our language, to whine the masses, the laborers, the proletariat, that don't seek for the gains in this world, seek for the gain in heaven. Okay, and that is why we see that the majority of people that indulge themselves in religion are the poor masses. Okay, because they see religion as a consolation to their sufferings on earth. That is, if they suffer here on earth, they are going to have their reward in heaven. Okay, so that is why religion is the opium of the masses. It is the tool the capitalists use to continue exploiting the masses, making them believe that there is hope in another place. Okay, so Kamak said that it is not religion we have to tackle directly, we have to tackle capitalism. That when we tackle capitalism and everybody is enjoying equally, there's equality, people wouldn't even have time for religion. There will not be an idea of religion. The criticism against this is that, is poverty able to stop people, or riches also able to stop people from believing in God? We have so many capitalists that also base their faith in a divine being. Okay, that base their faith in a divine being. Okay, so the criticism is that it does not go hand in hand, and so we come to an end of the arguments against the existence of God. Okay, so in the next one we are going to be talking about the problem of evil and the responses to the problem of evil. Thank you for staying tuned. This is MEM.